A brief comment during a Pasco County Commission meeting has sparked a big response from the community. Commission Chairman Jack Mariano mentioned the idea of renaming portions of Ridge Road and Sunlake Boulevard after national political figures such as Trump and Charlie Kirk. The comments were not on the agenda and no vote or motion took place. Still, residents quickly took to social media, raising concerns about priorities, transparency, and whether local roads should honor community history instead. Many people pointed out ongoing issues like flooding, road repairs, and infrastructure, and questioned why road renaming was even being discussed. As of now, no official action has been taken, but the response makes one thing clear. Pasco residents want a voice when it comes to decisions about public spaces. Check out this video and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary.
So I think, especially with what we did with Ridge Road, we should look at changing the name and call it Trump Road, all the way to 41. I'm throwing it out there. I'm going to throw one more thing out there with you as well, while we're on the subject. Sunlake Road, we're trying to get funding for that as well, and I'm glad to see it's on the list here. But I'm thinking maybe we should take a look at possibly naming that Charlie Kirk Road. We're trying to get Trump out here for our final cut with Ridge Road as we get this thing built. And again, I'll wait for the extension one coming up, but I think it'd be awesome. If he knew it was going to be named, I think he'd be sure to be here. I think it would also help us with the funding quite a bit with Sunlake Road if we took a look at doing the rename on that as well. But I know it's a shock for you all, but that's what I'm thinking. Thoughts?
I don't know. It's kind of funny. But you know, Trump Road doesn't sound very majestic. Maybe we would have to name it like Trump Parkway or something.
We can do that.
Yeah.
I'm flexible. I'm flexible.
I don't know.
Something to gel on.
Yeah.
There were a few things that I found very interesting about that video. You know, the suggestion from Jack Mariano to change parts of Ridge Road to Trump Road and the immediate laughter coming from Starkey. And then, you know, to suggest, hey, Sunlake Road be turned to Charlie Kirk Road. And he then mentions, if we do that, then we'll be sure to have Trump to be out here when we do the cutting for the opening of the road. So in reality, that's what this is all about. It's all about having Trump to come here. So what is the big deal for Trump to come here is the next question I want to ask. And I feel like a lot of people are in political power are trying to get Trump's attention for money. They want the money that's going to come down. I don't know if you were able to catch the previous video and blog post from Pasco Connect Magazine discussing the police departments that got all of this money. They didn't say throughout Florida we were going to give all of this money. There were specific police departments that got the money because they did the things that the federal government wanted them to do. They're always trying to look good in their eyes, and that is his biggest concern versus what the community's response is, what they have elected him to do, which is make sure you're using the money for the things that we need. Keep the roads the same. Nobody cares about that. Why change it? And, you know, I guess he was mentioning this is where funding will be. So might as well just go ahead and use this wave of funding that's coming through to do this to entice President Trump to come. But your girl Starkey is not, you know, she's not a stranger to Trump. In the middle of doing this video, I was just kind of going down a rabbit hole about both of them, and I ran across this video. Check this out.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. In 2017, President Trump's Office of Intergovernmental Affairs started an innovative outreach program inviting to D.C. commissioners from each state, regardless of party affiliation. This opened a bridge for communication with federal agencies. And then Hurricane Irma hit my state later that year, and soon we had an issue I needed to bring to the attention of your administration, sir. Counties were getting into bidding wars over debris removal contracts, and they were creating unaffordable prices for other municipalities. Fortunately, I was able to call the IGA office, and they immediately set up a conference with the FEMA officials. They quickly resolved the issue through an emergency rule change, and this would not have happened without the incredible outreach from the White House early on. I'd like to thank you, sir, President Trump, the IGA office, and the federal agencies who are being such incredible partners to local government.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for making America great again.
Thank you, Kathy. Wow, thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. Wow, thank you, Kathy. Thank you very much. Beautiful. And I have to say, Catherine, that you had two governors. You had Rick Scott previously, right? And he did a fantastic job. Now you're a senator, and your current governor, Ron DeSantis. And they would come to my office, say, President, could we see you just for a minute? Oh, good. Separately, but very similar. They wanted money. I said, well, what do you want? We don't need much. We need a little bit more for the Panhandle, as an example. And I said, oh, good. I love the Panhandle. They got everything they needed, that I can tell you. But they'd say, we need another little bit of money. How much do you need? 500 million more? 500 million, that's a lot. You've got it. But they'd come up. You know, it goes to the Panhandle. It goes to, look, these people, having the right governor in a state is so important. The good ones, they bug me, bug me, bug me. You have great ones in this country. You have so many great ones. Governor Lee is a great one in Tennessee.
Beautiful, beautiful. She's beautiful. Yes. But as you can see, you know, they seem to know each other. I don't see why she can't reach out to him and say, hey, you know, come down here for this cutting. Why does the finances have to be involved? And a lot of people were not happy about it. Online, there was a lot of conversation going on, you know, about this renaming of the road. And people are like, okay, well, what about sinkhole road, flood road, head-on collision road, pothole road? So, you know, people were not feeling this at all, you know, and I continue to go down the comment section to see if there would be, you know, some people saying, yes, let's do this, let's focus on this. But honestly, I didn't find a lot of people that were in agreement with this road name change. And I don't think it was about the road name change. I think it was about who they wanted to change the road name to, you know, naming it after Trump, naming it after Charlie Kirk. No, a lot of people are not happy with the decisions of Trump. They're not happy with the commentary that Charlie Kirk put out there. So they were not feeling that at all. When I was doing more research on Catherine Starkey, you know, I was just going over some posts on Facebook. A lot of people aren't happy with her. You know, they don't have good things to say about her. You know, they're not happy with a lot of decisions that she's made. From what I can gather, they seem to feel like she makes decisions that betters her family. There was even a story in, I believe it was Tampa Bay Times, that basically was talking about a property that she was in a battle with. And then I saw other people commenting on a property that she acquired, and then how the limits, the city limits, were changed to include her property into it. So I just said, wow, this is crazy. And then I also stumbled across a video of a woman, you know, who had a business in Newport Richie, and she was basically saying code enforcement began to show up. And she did her research and determined that the complaint was filed from Catherine Starkey's office. And apparently what she heard was that she had driven by and didn't like how things were looking. And so she wanted, that gone. So she had code enforcement to come out. This is all alleged, or all alleging, according to what the woman's video was saying, which I'm going to play that video here shortly. So I'll play just a little bit of it. Check it out.
Credible lies against us. To go through the board of the county commissioner's office down there. And that's what worried me a little bit, because it wasn't making any sense. So I called and I asked, and I was directed to a Layla Barbara, and she was a very kind woman. And she explained to me that she would be messaging Tammy Snyder, and they were going to get to the bottom of this for me. And so I just assumed that they were working on something that I needed for the site plan. And in the meantime, I got a call today from her. And I want to let you all know that I am a praying woman, and I have a deep faith. And one of the things that I've been asking was for that person to be revealed, whoever did this, because on the report, it just said BOCC and the number down there. So I assume they hid through that office to make this false claim. Well, when I got the call today, I was told that the complaint came directly from Catherine Starkey, which is odd because she's not even in our district. Apparently, this is what I was told today, that she was driving by the store and we did not meet the beautification specifications for her. This woman has caused all of this trouble for us because she didn't like the looks of our store. This is what they want us to believe.
Okay, so you just had a chance to check out just a snippet of that, and you can always go on Facebook or social media, type in these people's name, and see what come up. See what your neighbors are saying about them and their experiences, because a lot of times people don't always speak out. And then sometimes when they do, they don't feel heard. So just see what comes up, because her story went on and it went deep. And it's not the only story that's going around in Newport Richey and throughout Pasco County about code enforcement and things like that. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace. Pasco Connect Magazine will continue to follow the conversation and sharing community perspectives. To share your opinion, email pascoconnect@gmail.com.